Hey everyone, and welcome to another Marks & Crafts figurine review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Kotobukiya Crossframe Girl Dark Magician Girl. Now this is a model kit that came out sometime last year, and I bought it and built it pretty much straight away, as well as painted it up a little bit immediately, and then just didn't review it. So you may or may not have seen it in the background of a lot of my videos. It was just ready to be reviewed, just never really got around to it. So we're gonna rectify that now. But the Crossframe Girl series is similar to the Frame Arm Girls, the Megami Device series, basically any Kotobukiya Mecha Musume kit. And basically it means that they're the same scale, share a lot of similar ports and accessory sizes. So a lot of customizing is very easy to do. A lot of parts are swappable. And yeah, it's just a really versatile kit series. Kotobukiya really encourage customizing things like that, which is cool. And this Crossframe Girl series is where they grab a few random IPs and just make them in the same style as their other model kits. So anyway, this is the main art that we've got for the box. So you can see Dark Magician Girl looking quite nice. On the side, we've got a bunch of images of the completed model. And on the end here is an unpainted kit, so you can see that it's actually quite good just out of the box, but it is recommended to at least detail it up a bit. And on the other side you can see we get a set of water slide decals to reapply the faces and the blush if you wanted to erase some of the faces. I think this comes with some blank ones. Usually Kotobukiya ones come with blank ones, but it's been ages since I built this, so I can't really remember. But yeah, pretty cool. And so once you've built up the kit, you've got something that looks like this. Now I have tweaked it just a little bit, so the bits that I've redone were the necklace, which I think came just in like a yellowish orange, so it's recommended that you paint it. The gems on her sort of braces, you need to repaint those. They just come as clear parts, which isn't too bad, but the colors doesn't really look the best. I painted inside her little star crest here, the bits on her legs down the bottom, so the gold just on the edge of her feet, as well as the gold on her wand. And to finish it off, I sprayed it with a sort of like matte satin finish, and it turned out okay. I think that the finish wasn't super consistent, but generally it's fine, and I think that the little touches really bring out the figure. So yeah, that's what the base figure looks like. You also get a bunch of different faces, so I've got the winking face on her right now. There's sort of shocked, confused face, you can see with her eyebrow going off to the side there. There's a sort of neutral smiling face, like a very standard smiling face. It's all nicely printed, as well as a yelling, attacking sort of face. You also get a bunch of different hands, which I'll go through in sort of the different poses that I'll have her in. And you also get a spell book, and the spell book is molded all in two colors, which is, I think it's like a dark blue and then the white of pages on the other side. So it's highly recommended you paint it. And I think I did an okay job of it. This is very tiny and very hard to paint, but there's a lot of small details in it. I did a little bit of reverse washing to get it done to a decent degree, but yeah, I just couldn't be bothered doing everything. But yeah, it's a nice little accessory. You also get two stands for the figure, which is a stand for the book and stand for Dark Magician Girl herself, which is quite nice. So it's a pretty well loaded kit. I don't have it on hand to show, but you also do get an alternate hairpiece and an alternate hat front, so you can swap which side the hair's parted to and which side the hat lies on, which is cool because Yu-Gi-Oh has a very like front-on design style, so it's like not everything looks great from every angle. So the way that they did Dark Magician Girl is that her hair would part on different ways depending on how she's shown, so they've replicated that in the figure, which is very cool. But general aesthetics, it is definitely Dark Magician Girl. It looks quite good. The colors out of the box are pretty good. They're sort of like halfway between the manga colors and the anime colors. I think it's just a little bit brighter than the normal anime colors, but generally not too bad, and if you paint it up then there's no issue at all. And I think it's nice and proportional, well done. There's quite a bit of just general part separation and color separation, which is good because sometimes you just don't want to paint up everything. So it's nice that they did a pretty okay job at it. But if you really want it to look good, I highly recommend at least painting up the gold bits, because she just doesn't look right with the yellow parts out of the box. Out of the box, the only painted parts are the faces, and they're pretty good. Usually Kotobukiya like to have a few pre-painted parts, but I don't recall Dark Magician Girl really having any except for the faces, so that's not too bad. Again, we got a decent amount of part separation anyway, so it's not really a problem at all. But yeah, all the moulding is pretty good. The colours they chose are pretty good as well. But that being said, we should probably go through posability. Now, the posability is pretty much the same across almost every single Crossframe Megami Device Mecha Musume figure, and it's basically ball joint at the head as well as a hinge at the neck. Sometimes it's annoying, but usually the hinge of the neck is a bit annoying, but the ball joint's pretty unlimited. Usually it's only stopped by any character's hair or sort of like neck accessories or something like that. The arms can move up that far. With this part attached, you can remove it and sort of have like a more bare bones Dark Magician Girl, but I prefer her in this look, and I'm glad that this skirt piece does move up to allow for more movement, and you just hinge it back down. It's also connected to her cape, so when you lift it up, the cape fills out a bit more, and it doesn't break the look, which is quite cool. The arms have a bend at the elbow, that's as far up as they can go, and then there's a ball hinge at the hand and wrist. The chest is on a ball joint, which allows for a bit of a swivel, but all depends on how much the outfit gets in the way, as well as a bit of an ab crunch, and this bit can get out of the way a bit to allow for a deeper crunch as well, which is cool, but not too far. The legs can go up that far, blocked by the skirt, can double bend that far, which isn't too bad. The feet can just rotate on a ball joint, but there's also a swivel at the lower ankle, which is pretty good. And there's a swivel in the thigh, which lets you get some pretty nice, cute aerial poses out of her. And the base does a pretty good job of holding her up. So yeah, it's a pretty simple figure in terms of posability, and it's pretty standard for the figure line. Just nothing too crazy really. It's just well made, and it's a good IP to play around with, especially since Dark Magician Girl doesn't get too many things these days. Her Figma's hard to find, and the Figma wasn't too bad, but I think that the model kit is way better in terms of sort of scale accuracy and potential accessories. I also like that you can do the swappable hair thing, which is just a really nice touch. And yeah, she just fits in with basically any other Yu-Gi-Oh collection or any other Mecha Musume model kit girl collection. And that helps because of her size as well. Here she is next to HG Gundam Ariel, so you can see that the Crossframe girls and everything like that are a bit bigger than HG size Gundams. And just HG in general, so they're bigger than Figmas. If I had the Figma Dark Magician Girl, I would have them for comparison. Here they are next to Pop-Up Parade Chun-Li, and you can see they're sort of in a similar scale, not quite. And here we have SH Figuarts Anya, which is about 1/12 scale, and you can see Dark Magician Girl is much larger than her. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just a good standard model kit. A lot of your enjoyment of the kit comes out of how much you paint of it, as well as your build experience with it. I quite enjoyed it. I like building kits like this. I like building kits in general. And I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! So this was a no-brainer. I also didn't mention, a lot of the seam lines are nice and hidden, and the majority of the kit is undegated, so you won't have a lot of nasty nub marks really ruining the look of the figure. As you've probably seen, it looks like just a posable figure, it doesn't really look like a model kit, which is cool as well. But yeah, it's a good one. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.